Goeiemorgen, good morning, good afternoon, good midday, good night on this incredibly new day. It has not been here ever. It's completely new. It's the first day of its kind. What is its kind? Well, it's not the first day of its kind if its kind is today. Every day is today. So is it new? Is this day new? Are we new today? Are we who we were yesterday? Solar Skywalker. In the wave spell of the red serpent. Early on, I thought I have a lot more to say about yesterday. And now I'm thinking, yesterday was a rush. I apologize for anyone who bothered to listen to that. But I guess I kind of made it my mission to not skip a day. And I'm liking that. So, yeah, every now and then it may just be like a 5-minute rush. Call it a quickie. In the wave spell of the red serpent, we can call it a quickie. Absolutely. And fair enough. There's space and time for everything in space and time. And everything is worth exploring. What works and what doesn't work, what's nice and what's not nice. Something is nice now that's not nice later or at another time. It's nice to wear a t-shirt when it's 30 degrees Celsius. It's not so nice to only wear a t-shirt when it's minus 10. Context, 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 context. Vital force, we're exploring how is this Skywalker today relating to the serpent, and it relates through the tone 9 because this is where they meet. They meet in other wave spells, but then let's say in the wave spell of the seed, which is happening soon, the serpent will be on tone 2 and the Skywalker on tone 10. It's a very different relationship. Or maybe it's not, but here it's, well, it is, in as much as they both kind of serving the focus. But, Tatiana, carefully. Just stay with today. Tone 9, solar, 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 solaris. The other day I looked up the word solaris, a beautiful, I wanted to call my massage style something solaris. I didn't. I found another name. Anyhow, the solar tone, pulse, realize, intention. Pulse, realize, intention. Tone 9 and weird. Tone 9 is always in the time pulsar of the wave spell. And it's always solar. It's solar, related to the sun, to consciousness, to... I mean, it's interesting. I find it interesting where the sun is solar in the sky, in the wave spell of the yellow human, is somehow really like sun, solar sun, really interesting. Solar moon, to me is really interesting. Wave spell of the dragon, solar, is it? Yeah, solar Skywalker, the solar tone anyway in the wave spell of the vital force, very interesting. And this pulsar, serpent, moon, Skywalker, earth, 15913, the time pulsar. The time pulsar. And then I get a bit curious or a bit not clear on the fact that a pulsar is a particular kind of star or a kind of thing in the sky. On the other hand, if there is no out there, if everything my senses can perceive or interpret, well, who or what generates the imagery? There's a room around me and there's a sun above me, it's daytime, there's a whole universe around me. That who or what generates that? If my sense, if my body, if my brain is responsible for me even perceiving any of it. Is it out there if there isn't a brain to perceive it? Or is it not out there? Is it being generated as an experience in, well, it's not being generated in my brain. If the brain is like the antenna or the receiver, then there's a program it's receiving. Hairy. However, what do I have to deal with? What do we have to deal with? Our experience. Is that real to us? I'd say so. So, the vital force. So this pulsar, the time pulsar. So what I was driving at is, if I look at all of the world or how do I word this? If it's a reflection of an inner, so if there is like a star out there, a pulsar, I'm perceiving it, if I can perceive it, and it's enough to be told it is there, then whatever I is, excuse my stomach if you're hearing it, whatever I is perceiving, is hearing about a thing out there that I cannot have, at least until further notice, a direct experience of. So but I know it, so now it's in my mind. And now I have a concept of a time pulsar consisting of a red serpent, a red moon, a red Skywalker, and a red earth. And if there's a star out there, this is what I'm driving at, then that's a pulsar. If there's a pulsar out there, whatever, it's a reflection. It's like in me. I'm perceiving me, the whole universe. I mean, how far do I stretch my eye? But if I stay with just a sort of a personalized version of me, then that's my experience of the universe. So when I say I can still include my universe. I won't include yours. I suppose. Okay, never mind. But this totally tickles my taste buds. This is like, can I have some more, please? Like, what is it about these kinds of thoughts or these kinds of musings that is just so delicious? This world has, Abraham Hicks always says, our vortex is filled with 20, 30 at least, or I don't know how many, what they say, lifetimes full of stuff. It's just like, and if at this point in time, in this so-called vortex, it holds the stuff, experiences I want, like 20 or 30 or so lifetimes. Within those 20 or 30 or so lifetimes, I accrue moment by moment or whatever more stuff for more lifetimes. I mean, wouldn't that be just incrementally, would that be continuously growing, or would the experience of a certain thing collapse lifetimes, because once I've experienced it, the whole theory of something would just collapse and no longer be, but new things would be created. Abraham is always says, we have, we have within us, we have the, what, how do they say it? The power to create worlds. The power to create worlds, and they are so teaching us how to use it. How to use it. And each one of us, I mean, if we look around at the universe, if you look around at the universe you're living in, your life, your world, the out there that isn't out there, ew, imagine, like, who would you be to say, like, I created all that? And I really don't mean some ego, like, no, like, whatever this word create means. Like, have we lived? Who have eagle mind in 2 days? Have, how much, if the eagle is like vision create mind, mind create vision, mind vision create, and the serpent, they're in antipodal positions to each other, is life, vital force, instinct, survive. It's like the eagle creates what the serpent experiences. It's just a thought. The mind, if life, world, all is mind. Is that a Buddhist saying? All is mind. Is it my mind that's experiencing? Is my I remember, I say this frequently, Deepak Chopra said, body is slow-moving mind. I don't know if he was quoting anyone. It's his book, I read it in. And I fell in love with that line. Body is slow-moving mind. Everything is frequency, everything is resonance, everything is, yeah. And translates itself into this. There are so many beings that translate these frequencies into an entirely different order of reality. And they're no less, they're no less intelligent. It's not a question of intelligence. It's like a question of interpretation or whatever. I mean, if I think in like, and all of it is God. God. God is one of those words we should really have several words for. Like I always think, like love, we need to have several words for that. Anyway. I am digesting my coffee. My stomach. I'm like, if I do this podcast on an empty stomach, at some point my stomach is like, wait. If I do it after I've eaten something, my stomach is like, wait. Like, maybe it's my posture. Lordy, slow moving mind, digestion. Stomach, digestion. We ingest, digest, and I want to use the word exgest. Doesn't exist, but can we just have it here? We exgest life. What is vital force, instinct, survive? We take it in, we mull it around, and we expel it. And in the process, what? We ingest experience. Sometimes we can't digest experience, certain experiences. I'm always on about healing. Wait, now my mind is jumping to two places at the same time. World Bridger, do we want to join them, or do I need to go to here and then to there, or to neither? Where is the joy? Skywalker. The World Bridger is the analog into the Skywalker. My loves. And the Skywalker got me into this weird, and then the World Bridger wave spell was like difficult, and the storm after that was difficult, and the human after that was, and now it's the serpent. It's much different, much different. We're on day 9 already, and I don't think in these 9 days I don't know that I've once visited this hole. I don't know if I'm avoiding it now. The system gets smart. It's like, we're not going there. The thing is, if there's something there that has traction, I can avoid it for a while, it'll come back. But actually, I've got my eye on it. I got my eye on you, Jacqueline. Okay, wait. Where am I going? Everything is popping in at once now. All these seals are screaming at me. Yellow seed! Yellow human! Skywalker! Okay, wait, what is the Skywalk all about today? Solar, the sun. Pulse, realize intention. Skywalk, wakefulness or vigilance. Explore. And what's the third one? Look it up, look it up, look it up. La, la, la. I want to read you the quote as well. That gets me out of like having to think. Vigilance, explore, space. Space, explore, vigilance, space. What the heck is space? You tell me. Full of information. Everything is information. We're in it. So just because I'm this focal point of consciousness that has created for itself this thing called a body, I'm still the room this body moves in. I am that space. And I'm exploring myself. I'm exploring space. And if gods, it's like, oh, one point of focus of consciousness, that's not enough. Infinite. Let's just do infinity. Why not? Every point from every, I mean, okay, infinity doesn't make sense in a way that to look at everything from everywhere and every point is a point in infinity, like it ends up to like nothing. Everything is nothing. But maybe it totally makes sense. It's just my mind is like, no, it doesn't. And I'm thinking like, well, who are you to think about making sense? You don't understand anything. You just here to, I don't know what your purpose is. Give me joy. Skywalk. And what is joy? Is it a feeling? Is it a chemical state in my body? How does this tree over there experience joy? And what's my relationship with that tree over there? That is a joyful relationship. Does the tree experience joy when I exchange love? Does the tree experience the opposite of joy? Can I ever know? Or can I ever only know my projection or interpretation? I would assume I can never know, because I can't step outside of myself, so I cannot know objectively. And when humans talk about objectivity, I'm always like, what do you mean? Can you use another's mouth? You can't. Anyway, within context, of course, there's objectivity. Ugh. Anyway, where are we going? Skywalking, wakefulness, exploring space, inner space, outer space. Have I recommended the films Inner Worlds, Outer Worlds? I have. If you didn't hear me recommend it, if you've heard me recommend it, either way, I'm recommending it again. And maybe I should put the links in the info box. If I remember. Haha. They are so fantastic. Otherwise, find them on YouTube. They come in 4 parts, or there is also a link. If the link is 2 hours, then it's the full. It's a 4 parts, 4 half-hour parts. So 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 beautiful. Just like the 3 parts of the films Samadhi, Samadhi 1, 2, and 3. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Very meditative, worth looking at. And I'm not sure about inner worlds and outer worlds, but inner worlds, outer worlds. But Samadhi, I think, also the Zeitgeist films have some of that. But Samadhi, I mean, it's really this contrast of our world, where if you look at these beautiful geometric patterns and nature and the music and all this beauty, all this incredible harmony and artistry, and then juxtaposed to parts that they show in film of the man-made world, the human-made world, chaotic, violent, I don't know. It would be interesting to see. Could we put those images of these chaotic images with like some really soothing and beautiful music and sell it as something beautiful? Would I perceive it differently? But the proof is in the pudding. So how healthy are we? How well are our bodies? How well are our minds? So we're clearly suffering from something. We're not digesting our own creation very well, very often. And here I want to go to that other point that jumped in. Yellow human, focus, white world bridger, vital force, survive instinct. Um, ancestral karma, ancestral trauma as such. In the Western world, we are only now learning, I feel, maybe remembering something we once also knew, the impact of trauma, and when it and also the order of reality. I'm thinking of family constellations, and who was the man who brought it into the Western world? I want to get his name right. Hellinger is his surname. Hellinger. What have I spelled? Yeah, crap, man, Tatiana. Family constellation. What's his name? Bert Hellinger. Yeah, I was right. The founder of Family Constellation. And the interesting thing is, he learned the system. He was a missionary for many years in South Africa among the Zulu, and there he learned about the order of the system of family. Things like, if a man, the first wife, the Zulu, like some other cultures on the planet, the men are you can have not polyamory, monogamy, polygamy, right? So the men can marry more than one woman, wife. But in that system, the first wife, there's a there's a priority. The first wife always is the first wife, highest priority. Any children of the first wife, next highest priority. Second wife and her children, third wife and her children. There is a hierarchy, and everyone knows that hierarchy, and it's not questioned, and it's lived, and it's appropriate. And Bert Hellinger found out that in the West we don't. So very often it's harder for women to do this. Men can more easily do this. Get a second wife, not in parallel, but leave the first one, get a second one, And it's not rare that the man will completely divorce himself from the family of that first wife, including his children, sometimes cupping contact and everything. It's a problem, which we don't realize how big a problem that is. Or the second wife will ask for dominance in the man's in the man's cosmos, and she and her children should have priority over the first wife of the man and their children. And according to what Hellinger found out, that is disturbing the natural order of the cosmos of the man and the first wife. There is a hierarchy. And in the Zulu culture, it's understood and lived naturally. There's no question. And the Western culture, it's not. And it kind of, yeah, would seem to me like this should be common knowledge. We would do well to understand this, because what happens is maybe the first generation, like with a lot of trauma or unresolved trauma, the real impact kind of sort of hits later. It hits another generation. And then they don't know. I mean, I was thinking the other day, the first, if you are traumatized or if I'm traumatized, the first impact has its own effect. I may be able to completely build up a barrier against that trauma so strong, equally strong to the traumatic event itself. So then I live and I die with that. Second, third generation gets the information, gets the trauma impact or something, but they haven't had the experience, so they don't actually know what the issue is. They don't know what the problem is. And then they're reacting to it or not, or what, or what. You start manifesting health issues or energetic issues or issues with finding a partner or whatever, financial issues, and not realize, this is the cause of this was laid 3, 4, 5 generations ago. And you can try so hard and fight, do everything, and just not get there. And or you may live a grandfather's life story because that grandfather is still trying to solve his trauma and he's doing it through you. If we know that, we can help and we can say, hey, yeah, okay, we do this, we solve it together. It's fantastic. But if we don't know about it, it can be really troublesome. And then we're living in this world of globalization and global power. So when people with these, what should I call them, challenging settings can grab more and more and more power, because that's what they need in order to repress or in order to prove that they're worthy. Maybe once upon a time it would have been enough if one person acknowledged your worth. That person was your father. When he didn't, how many years later or how many generations later a person needs half the world to acknowledge their worth and their power, either by adoration or through hatred. I need everyone to hate me. I need to be this great villain. Nobody does so consciously, but And why can that happen? Because so many of us have the same unresolved trauma. And it's our frequency. We're sharing that same frequency. So when we're all looking at this guy over there making these decisions and doing these things, or these people over there going on for generation after generation after generation, fighting with each other, it's such a collective trauma energy that any one person resolves their trauma, they will just move away from there. Probably. They'll be like, they can't stay there because you can't. And if you can't leave, you'll die. It's fine. But the world makes sense. Totally makes sense. Okay, are we here to change the world? Are we here to accept it? Is the greatest healing actually achieved by acceptance, not by rallying against what is? Difficult question. And there's this funny statement: if you're not an active part of the solution, you are part of the problem. You know that thing. If you're not doing something about it, you're part of the problem. No, I disagree. It's again context dependent, but it's context dependent. You can't make a sweeping generalized statement like that, especially in world affairs. Difficult. Oof. I don't know what I'm feeling there. And what I am feeling and exploring is like this need to take a stance, and how comfortable it can be to take a stance. And what I'm sensing is my upper lip is curling in, and there's a rigidity happening here. I am right. Or whether or not I'm right, but I believe this. This is my stance. I take a stance. And if you're a warrior, I mean, you got to take a stance. You got to stand strong. If you're a tree, stand strong. There's strength in taking a stance. We take a stance. Oh, say it with me. I'm taking a stance. Take a stance. You can just feel it like. I don't need to comment any further on that. It's just like an interesting, my body just feels that, like, yeah, where can I use that for myself? Where can I use that for being healthy? How do I make the world a better place? By making sure I am a health, oh God, where can I learn this quote off by heart? Making sure I am well adjusted in a fundamentally sick society. What does that, oh, that quote is trouble. It's trouble. So, but what if I am actually mentally healthy and I still live in this kind of like strange society? Oh, Krishnamurti, come. Let's have it out. Let's talk about it. Another quote comes to mind I want to bring in here. Who do we have? Should I link it? Do I have to link it? Skywalker, World Bridger, Star. Yeah, of course, harmony with ourselves, our cellular structure, vital force, serpent, instinct, survive. And who's the antipode today? Blue Knight, abundance, intuition, dream. A friend of mine quoted Bruce Lee earlier today and said, quoted Bruce Lee as having said, if you have an emotional reaction to everything that's being said to you, you're going to suffer. And I was like, yep, both my hands went up. That's me. right now, in a way. Not always, but I'm exploring that a bit. And it's like, okay, wait. Let's take it apart. Like, how do you, like, if you, like, sensitive and you're, most of us are, and you grow up in a world, or you live in a world where a lot of people are numb, really numb. The feelings are still there, but and they make their way strongest through the channel where they can flow. It's like, and then he quoted Bruce Lee again, be like water. So if water always finds its way, and if you are the open vessel, emotion and water, there's a link, right? Red moon. If you're open and able to feel things, and your environment is not, and the feelings are there, they're going to express somewhere. They're going to flow and come out somewhere. And if they come out through you, you may feel triple, whatever. It may be yours and quadrupled, or it may not be yours. Whatever, you're going to feel it. And then it's like, yeah, you're sensitive, you're open, you're going to have maybe an emotional reaction to everything that's being said, because there are emotion, because everything comes with the frequency. And if through you it expresses as emotion, yeah, sure, it can throw you around like a leaf in the wind. It's like, and how to find the stability in that. That's at least what I'm asking myself. Like, if I'm feeling, and I know now that I do, I feel what people very close to me are not. And I, of course, always have in childhood, blah, blah, blah. If in childhood, then I learn, the way to deal with feelings is to numb out, to blame others, to project, to outsource to another person. And then I can deal with that bad feeling by throwing ugly words or bombs at it. If you are the villain, you are to blame, or whatever, like, you break my heart, you're responsible for my heartbreak. Like, hell, okay. But to navigate that, and then to say, well, how do I even feel myself if all I'm feeling is every feeling that's around? And I've some years ago kind of realized that I closed off something in me. And I thought, do I want that open? Do I want that level of, it's not even, it's empathy, but that sense of what's going on in another? Do I need it? Do I want it? And I kind of decided or assumed it's a part of me. So yes, I should want to be who I am. So yes. And then I realized, if I do that for a certain period of time, I'm going to be overwhelmed, probably, not know how to separate, how to handle, how I'm, yeah. Maybe I should have said, Spirit, please guide me safely through opening this up. I said, bring it on. And they brought it on. I don't know. But I'm learning that now. And in a way, it's kind of like, when I'm not exactly overwhelmed or underwhelmed or flooded or just like not coping, then it's actually really often interesting. And then I have to realize, okay, wait, how do I, what do I address? And if I address something that I now pretty clearly, I mean, it's happened in the past that I've perceived and addressed, and then got the whiplash of it when it wasn't received well. So how do you live around people where their denial or their what they don't see is going to end up impacting them? It's going to impact me. Does it have to? Is there a way to be close and say, okay, this is going to, I see you heading with 180 kilometers per hour straight for the wall. If you're going to hit the brakes in time, you're going to fly out the window. I hope your seatbelt is going to hold you. This isn't going to be pretty. But you're so close to me. How involved in this do I have to be? What do I have to check out? Do I have to run for cover? Do I stand there and watch it? Should I, can I, how do I not then stand there and say, I told you so? Nobody likes to hear that. Oh, fuck, growing in maturity. Okay, I don't have children, so parents have to really be good at this. You have to let go and watch your kid, like, learn from experience. And parents that don't let their kids learn from experience, it's like, you gotta let them fall. You gotta let them hit their head. Like, they have to. Bones heal. Oof. I empathize with parents who struggle with that. And isn't that the thing where the mother, the nurturer, the father, the one who gets the child to be more like, yeah, you go do. That's why children have to spend time alone with the dads, because the dads are often a little less afraid. You got this. And then brings the child home. Oh, child broke its leg. And mom is like, you didn't pay attention. Da, 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 da. What were you looking at? Why did this happen? Like, no, but it's okay. It's like, I can't say it's a good thing. And but the kid and the body, we have to learn this. Like, where did we become so fussy? How did this work in the past? The world I grew up in, when I was 6 years old, 7 years old, I played out in the streets all day long. My parents had no idea where we were. We were out there. We knew what time to come home. We knew what time dinner was, and we knew not to be late. And there was no phone to say where we are. There was no nothing. You just made it in time back home. You knew. And there's freedom in that, and exploration. And there was no parent sitting at home worrying, where's this child? Is this going to be run over? Is it going to bruise? And, Okay, lastly, vital force survive, time pulsar. Serpent, moon, flow, universal water purification, letting our emotions through, letting them clean. Like I spoke about the heart the other day, and when we are not prepared to feel what we maybe need to feel, clogging up our arteries with plaque, or our memory with amyloid plaque in the brain, or our heart arteries with cholesterol or whatever. It's like internal protective shields. Like, also obesity can be, body fat can be a shield. The body protects itself from something, being, I don't want to go there, if you know what I'm talking about. And if we're blocking like heart arteries and not letting the feelings through, trying to protect ourselves, and inadvertently we seriously hurt ourselves. So the serpent has the warrior in the occult, and that's the full-on wave spell of the seed underneath this wave spell, blossoming, flowering, letting our seeds, you can't block. First of all, it needs water. Without water, there's no life. And you can't water a seed like, oh, it depends on the seeds, yeah, but, you can't just water your plants like once in a blue moon and then maybe flood them. They will not thrive. So whatever, depending on the season, is irregularity, blah, blah, and the funny thing is, the moon is rhythmic in the wave spiral of the seed. So each seed needs its rhythmic water. Some you need to water every day, some you only need to water every few months, depending, and some regularly little, some every now and then a lot. Some need constantly wet earth, some need to really, really have their roots dry out, and then Some need to be watered from the bottom so that the roots have to reach for the water. Some need to be blah 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 blah. So the warrior, the seed wave spell ends up in the warrior. Fearlessness, not only, but intelligence. So the intelligence of knowing which feelings, when, how to express, and we learn that kind of sort of in childhood, naturally, or we learn it through all these lives, all many lifetimes. So that's why they say, without the inner child, if the inner child is dead, the man is dead, yeah? So the inner child, this ability to learn, this ability to be flexible, adjustable, this ability to hurt and heal, to break and heal easily, to be fearlessly trying new things because, that's what I want to do now, boom. As an adult, it's like, oh, wait, a different story, it's very important. And this intelligence, even if we are how old, there is always the serpent, there's always the intelligence, there's always where's the monkey, the inner child, resonant in this wave spell. And in the wave spell of the seed, resonant, who's resonant? Yellow seed, yellow star, red moon, white dog. Yeah, of course, I thought so. Love, heart. Yeah, so this heart resonance, and the heart is so attached to the moon, to flow, to feeling, to pure. I mean, our emotions, our feelings, you be like water, but learn what not to react to everything, observing the reaction, not blocking it, but like, okay, why am I offended? Why does this hurt me? Why am I confused? Or me, I'm like all into that. What is happening? What response am I having every second of the day? And sometimes it's really exhausting. So I have to learn rhythmic moon, focus, not focus on the feelings all of the time, and it really gets me in a jam. I need to learn like more balance, more rhythmic. What do I need for my own mental, emotional health and stability, so that I can be open, so that I can flow, so that I can feel, but not constantly, or what. And the Skywalker is surely a key element in that exploration. And it's solar in this case, so it's pulse, realize, intention. So pulse my, pulse, like, it reminds me of the resonant tone. Resonance is resonating together. We're in the same frequency or close enough. Everything we experience, everything we hear about on the media, or far away on the planet, or whatever other galaxy, whatever comes into our experience, can only do so through the law of resonance. So it is in resonance with us in some or other way. We are attracting the information or the experience to ourselves. There isn't any other way. And we have like option. We can either say, I don't want this, I'm still going to attract it, but now, because I don't understand that I'm attracting it, but because I don't want what I attract, now I have to build up a significant counterforce to block that out, to keep that away from me. Oh, that is the instigator of so many problems when we do that. It's like amyloid plaques in the brain. It's like I forcefully have to not be aware of this. I force myself to forget, or I'm forcing myself not to feel. So I build up artery plaque in my arteries. I'm forcing I can build my own blood clots by not flowing, by not, by this things not, they get sticky and stick together and form clots. Like, what the fuck? It's not supposed to do that. Why is it doing that? Why is it doing that? And then, of course, it's easy to say, oh, it's that thing that's causing that out there. Well, if that thing out there is causing that, how come that thing out there isn't causing that same thing in every other body that also has that same thing out there, maybe in there? Like, how come different bodies respond differently? It's worth exploring that. And what can I do to have my body not do that? Am I clotting because unconsciously I actually want to block my artery? I want to cause a do I actually want to leave? Am I actually done? Is my body actually, and then I'm back to honesty. We don't have the mirror in this wave spell, do we? No, it's the next. No, yeah, red earth and then white mirror. Oh, that's the next wave spell. Oh, am I looking forward to that? Truth, 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 truth. I'm looking forward to exploring truth. Oh, God. um, being truthful, being honest, being what we might call real, being true to ourselves, and how difficult that is. And the antipode to the mirror is the star, and the star, yellow star, is the occult today. And it's not solar in the it's on tone 5 in seed wave spell. This intelligence. We're so intelligent, we can lie to ourselves to the degree that we just outsmart ourselves. It's incredible. Like, stuff going on in your body you don't know shit about. And you should know about it. There's stuff going on in our minds that we don't know shit about. And we should know about it. There's stuff in like, everything is frequency. And if we're not aware, wakeful, aware, vigilance, Skywalker, awareness, antipode, blue night, dream time, we can push everything into the unconscious. It's an incredible system we are living in, we are working in. Our body, our mind, our societies, fractals. It's all the same. It's all the same basic. And then you go quantum is not at all the same. So Tatiana, what do you say? But I guess you know what I mean. It's like, how aware do we want to be? How self-aware can we be? How self-aware can like. Each has to yellow human free will, and you cannot decide for someone else. I cannot decide for you. I can barely decide for myself. Like, how many me's are there? Like, Tatjana, can you please toe the line here? My line, please. Then there's the other one that says, oh, fuck off, it's my line. You better toe my line. I'm not towing your line. Okay, how many lines do we have? You toe yours, I toe mine. And then what? Oh, fuck. Yellow star. How many of me's are there? How many cells? And yet are they all working towards me? And they're not. Would I be a cancer candidate? Probably. Probably. Am I worried about that? No. Because why would I be? If it comes to that, then I'll see something then that I didn't see all along. And if that's what it takes, well, then that's what it takes. I'm okay with that. In the meantime, there are enough other things in my physical appearance on this planet, and my life is part of my physical appearance, that allow me to engage with the growth of what in my body could be a tumor. I can have these I have these things in my life. I have tumorous growths in my life. I can look at them, I can deal with them or not. If it, yeah. But it's the same. To me, it's the same. I can deal with it on that front, or I can deal with it in my body. Either way, it's kind of sort of. It starts small, and then it grows, and then at some point it will take over my whole experience. Like there's nothing else but me having to deal with this thing. So where's my vital force? Where's my flow? Am I able to move? Is my mind working? Is my body working? Is my exploring working? Is my inner child? And when I say working, then it's easily to be understood like efforting, or what is this? There's this German word. What is the translation of that? Wait, it's a really good word. Performance. Performance in terms of like I have to like proving, like not being true to myself, but I'm having to perform. Like I'm talking mask, I'm talking all of those things. We'll explore that a bit more in the mirror, I think. But we need to explore the mirror in view of the serpent wave spell, in view of the human wave spell, in view of ourselves. And it's, the star, my cells, the harmony among my cells, the harmony among my thoughts, the harmony among my emotions, and inner worlds, outer worlds, that will reflect in my so-called external experience. So what can I deal with? Do I have to change the world, or do I just, free will? All right. Here comes doubt and fear, like twins, hand in hand. Like, you don't feel good. You don't feel good. And I'm thinking Skywalker, the cliff, and the two teeth coming down from the top, and the two at the bottom, and the Skywalker being so attached to the unconscious, the blue knight, right? Antipode. And then there is this line, this vertical line. It's like things get separated, things get split, things that should perhaps belong together, they can be taken apart. It's like anything goes. You can put things together, you can merge things, like what am I saying? Our guide today is the moon. Oh, I have touched on everything. So, where are we going? We're going to the tune. How long have I spoken? Too long. All right. Let's see. Do I have some nice quotes in this beautiful app? Quote, form is the structure of cosmic reality. Myth is consciousness of cosmic reality. I repeat it. Form is the structure of cosmic reality. Myth is consciousness of cosmic reality. Okay. And then the Skywalker has a quote. The basis of all thinking is to explore ourselves from within and find abundance without ego. All right. Let's hear this beautiful tune. Do I want to read? The equivalent kin today is the yellow planetary sun. I perfect in order to illuminate, producing life. I seal the matrix of universal fire with a planetary tone of manifestation. I'm guided by the power of elegance. That's the star. Sync matrix, space matrix, master coordination frequency. I'm going to give you just the master coordination frequency before I play the whole tune. Note soul, heptador, Which one is this? Aha, that one. No, wait. Yep. Planetary sun sounds like the equivalent kin. Here we go. The Skywalker is there, green. Time Matrix is that guy over there. What is that? Oh, that's outside. Okay, wait. The Sync Matrix, that would be the Skywalker today, would it? Yes. The rune, that's rune 89. No, 98. The quote here is, it quotes the rune and then the quote continues. So the full quote for the Sync Matrix is the UR rune 98. Says the equalization of time by the union of ascent and descent. The equalization of time by the union of ascent and descent. That establishes the fifth octave of the union of ascent and descent. In the ninth dimension of inner time, in the seventh mental sphere of the radiosonic radialization of consciousness. Listen. Yeah, consciousness. This is totally outside my sense of consciousness. So I don't know what I'm listening to. I don't know what this is supposed to be doing. I'm going to play the tune. Interesting. I wonder if these notes are played in by a person and an instrument and recorded, or if it's a AI generated sound. I was thinking this is some flute sound, and if it is a flute, the sound is made by the wind, by the breath, through this channel. It's like resonant wind, right? And you hear this, it sounds like a wave. It's like this, what is it? Not fluctuation, what's the word? In there. Fascinating. I mean, when people play instruments, especially either with a voice or with, not especially, but I'm thinking now, wind instruments, it's that person's breath, with the voice also. That breath. And that breath is controlled by the muscles, by the body. And then it's expressed into the instrument, and the instrument expresses the sound. It's like how many components for that sound to be made. And then if we forget that we have recording devices, every single sound is only made once, ever. It's never, ever, 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 ever repeated. There's only now. It's like, oh, my mind is like, oh, have I discovered the now? It's going nuts in there for a moment. Like, oh. if the mind could feel, if this part of my mind could feel, this is it going, like jumping up and down. Joy. Oh. And if I studied opera, and our professor, I mean, gosh, a genius. And sometimes I would think, like, don't you get tired of it? Same operas, same arias every year, new students, same, but different. Isn't this boring? Until I realized, when you love opera like that, every single voice, that's the exciting. It's like, yeah, we're hearing the same arias, and I mean, that's the power. If it were a different one each time, it wouldn't be the same to compare. And it's not comparing better or worse, but because there's like a standard, like there's this aria, every voice that sings it, every voice, and every time it's being sung, it is just that slightly different. And it or a lot different, depends. And that's the exciting thing. Every moment, the liveness of it, it's not a recording. My ears and your singing, there's a relationship. Significant. Very, very, very significant. And if you're singing or my singing, and this is one of the reasons I couldn't get the singing thing right, because I was not okay with just enjoying myself in the process of singing. I was so chained to, what are you hearing? Are you approving of it? Am I doing it right? Is this good enough? And there's so much of that where, I think this is like, and that's one of the major criticisms of music schools, or like a lot of very talented, I know it from the opera world, people either leave it or get told don't even go there, because you're going to go into this pressure thing, or you're going to go into this, like, everything gets compared according to a standard, you get graded according to some sort of standard. It's not about your unique individual expression. And for some, this pressure cooker is exactly what they need, and it's a really, like, yeah, great, like, it's good, it drives me, it makes me want to, like, excel, but doesn't come from a perspective of I need your approval. It's just like, I want to, like, whatever, how that works. I'm not them. So I'm only imagining what that's like. I'm more like, no. Hide me in the corner, please. What was I thinking? And yet I always wanted to sing. I was like, and I occasionally sing in my dreams, and the experience of that is like out of this world for me. And I know people are having it in this world. They're singing. In my dreams, Blue Night, I can totally, absolutely free. And I sing, and it's an experience worth living for. The few times, I mean, I can count those dreams on two hands, I think, where I've dreamt that. It's like, oh my gosh, living my life all over just for those dreams. Yes. Oh, yes. Yes. So, the freedom of just, yeah. And in one of those dreams, I was in a prison, and I walked through the rooms of this prison, and we were all there, and I sang about freedom at the top of my voice. It was great. Whew. Belting away like there was no restriction. To live like that, it should be so easy. And yet sometimes a bit of restraint, like if you're always free, you don't even know what all that freedom is. So consciousness, solar Skywalker. Solar skywalking. Are we doing it? Realize intention, intend realization, pulse it. That's our heartbeat. That's our heartbeat, and it does it by itself because it wants to, not because it's condemned to. It's our free will to have certain structures in place that we cannot easily override. And the serpent's survive instinct, there comes a time in our development where we learn how to override. We learn how to, you could stop your heart at will, absolutely. But it takes some maturity to do that. It takes whatever it takes to do that. You have to have enough reason to want to be able to do that if you're not. All right. I wish us a beautiful solar skywalking day, exploring our lives, exploring our experiences, finding them interesting, finding meaning, also finding meaning in contrast, realizing that different people on this planet have different intentions, and realizing that different people on this planet live very different realities, and some of them are very, very awful. And it's very easy to complain or to want to fight their fight. And it's not very easy to know, when it's not about you, how far to interfere. What is your part in the equation? What are you doing? Are we adding fire? Are we adding fuel to the fire by consuming the media about the fire? Are we removing fuel from the fire by opting out? And each has to make that decision for themselves. There are people who say, I don't consume the regular media anymore because they're controlling my mind, they're feeding me only negative information. I'm not handling that information very well. Someone else might completely disrespect that. And to be strong enough to say, I don't really care whether you disrespect that. I care about my own mental health and my own physical health, and I know what's good for me and what's not. End of story. And I'm not going to live a life or do things in my life just because that's what's accepted by you, or that's what's socially acceptable. And like, each have to make that decision for themselves. I always have to hear from my dad, like, where do you live behind the moon? How come you don't know this? I'm like, sorry, I don't know it. I don't listen to the radio. I don't listen to the TV. I don't watch TV. So a lot of news passes me by. But there's other things I know, Dad, and I'm not telling you, you should be knowing this. I'm a better person than you. No, shame. No, but I want to make the point that sometimes like it asks a lot of me to stand my ground there and to say, this, I stand by that. This is how I choose to live, because this is how I choose to use the resource of my time and my life force. And I spend it like this. I investigate what I investigate. I think about what I think about. I do and feel and experience what I experience. And it's not better or worse than anyone else, nor my dad's. So if the news is important enough or relevant for me, it'll get to me. It'll get to me. Someone will tell me about it, Otherwise, the world is full of news. Like, I can't ingest it all. Why is the war in Israel more important for me to know about than the war in the Congo? Or in wherever, who decides the hierarchy of important information? Suddenly Europe or Germany is up in arms because the war is now in the Ukraine. It's like, oh, that's just so close. Like, yeah, the war's been going on in other places of the world all along and you weren't up in arms. It's suffering is just as awful. Just it's between Afghanistan and India. You don't give a rat's ass because it's like, oh yeah, that's far away. Who are these people? We don't care. Hmm. 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 Okay. Anyway, here comes my moral. In German we say Moralapostel. Anyway, never mind. So have a beautiful day. Skywalk away and intend, realize, pulse, 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 your heartbeat and your love and your joy. Express it, impress it, inhale it, exhale it. Let your breath be, let your body be the flute and your in breath and out breath, the player of this flute. And may your music be harmonious and may you enjoy it. I wish us all this instrument from this waterman so we can all hear the tune of our heart. Wouldn't that be beautiful? There should be, like in Germany, every other street corner has a pharmacy. We are a pharmacy country over here. You just like the bakeries are further away from the average distance to anything than pharmacies. There's more pharmacies than anything over here. There should be. I would like to replace maybe every other pharmacy with a place where people can come, like a coffee shop, but it's not a coffee shop. It's a hear your heart shop, and you just go in there whenever you feel like it. You get hooked up to this machine and headphones, and for a couple of minutes you sit there and you listen to your heart, and maybe it costs €1 per minute or something, you know. And you just listen to your heart and you synchronize yourself with that. Wouldn't that be like, there's a business model. You can make a lot of money with that. Why am I not more business minded? Yeah, all right. Have a beautiful day, and you will hear me tomorrow or whenever you choose. I'll be back here tomorrow. And in the ether, we connect and are connected. And I'm really happy about that. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being on the planet. Thank you for playing your flute, your music, your body instrument, and being around and shining your light into your life, into this planet, into this universe that we share. Somewhere, somehow. Or it's just my own imagination. In Lakesh Alakin. Aho.